very bitty girl with very big possibilities, and fruit-filled fun is the secret to her recipe. She may be small, her task is too tall. She'll be your best, but just give her a call. She's a very bitty girl, big possibilities. She may be small, but no task is too tall for strawberry shortcake.
Cox, this is your job.
Oh, I thought it was your job.
No, it's your job.
Hello. Welcome to the Very Best Podcast. I am Cooks with Straw and Sparrow and Oki and a very special cast. Cooks.
Yay, Cox is back. We're so
Yay.
excited.
Yay!
Don't expect Cooks to know anything about the season because he got bored in the middle and stopped paying attention. But that's okay
either.
because no. Cooks got bored at the beginning. No, Cooks paid attention at the beginning, got bored. You didn't pay any attention at all, and then all of a sudden you got interested.
All right.
That's exactly what happened. Or you just like drama and you're like, ooh, I think there's some drama in Silvivor. I better go check it out.
A little bit of both.
Oh, I can't even think of where did we even leave off in the last podcast? I don't think was it just me and Zoltan?
You did it alone.
I did it alone. Oh, okay. So we must have talked about Paz leaving because we had a little interview with Paz. So we must be at the hero vote. Now, oh no, this is Zoltan's one job to tell me what the challenge is because I always forget what the challenge is. Sparrow, tell me what the challenge is.
All right, I guess I'm going to the challenge. It was the hero vote. So this challenge will be
You're
it
stalling.
is the gauntlet.
Okay, yes.
Oh,
There was 3 challenges. There was 4 challenges, and they were all so much fun. Like what I tried to do was try to get something that, like, I'm tired of, like, the person really good at puzzles making it to the end because someone chose to do a puzzle challenge. So I tried to get something that tested everything. Like one was, what were my challenges? I can't remember what my challenges were.
One was memory.
Oh,
I knew that.
That's funny because I have no memory. Oh, and one was entanglement because I felt like everyone in the cast needed a little zen and a little calm, and entanglement.
One was solving a murder. I remember that one.
Well, solving a murder doesn't make you calm, so I don't know. Maybe you solve the murder, then do the entanglement and get calm. And
Exactly.
the last one was, darn it. I should have read up about this before I just decided to wing it.
That's okay.
It'll come to me. So what happened here is Hero said he was too busy to do the challenge and abstained. And we're all like, hello, Hero. It's Final 6. You don't abstain from the challenge unless you're dead. Which might not be funny later.
Yeah, it might not be too funny later.
All emojis.
All right, so
Has Hero been on the podcast yet? Because I asked if he wanted to come on.
and what did he say?
Like right now, crying emoji. And I said, "E."
Oh,
Typing right now.
Oh, well, we do kind of need to have we do need to have a talk with Hero and ask him like how he is really.
Yeah, wherever, whatever the heck happened.
Oh, it was a crossword puzzle. So it was solving a murder, a crossword puzzle, memory game, and entanglement. And can anybody guess who won this challenge? It's not really
Me.
no, it's not really a hard guess because I feel like two people have been taking turns winning the challenge. And it was not Swan, so it had to have been
Taylor.
Taylor. Thank you for paying attention, Zoltan. You get a gold star.
I knew
Yeah,
that.
Zoltan. Good job, Zoltan.
I knew that.
um so it Zoltan's not here. I don't know where he is. And maybe he'll pop in later. Who knows?
Yeah.
So now this is a very boring episode, but also a very drama filled episode because we are now at final six. We've got Taylor, Billy, Crispy, Sumi, and Hero. Now, you would think that these people are strategizing, trying to figure out what they're voting. And all along, I really felt like Billy and Crispy were a tight duo. And they were for the most part, but somehow, maybe long VCs together, Hero and Billy got really tight. And Billy is kind of smart on this because I feel like he couldn't win against Crispy at the end. But I'm not sure if he could win against Hero either because I feel like Hero would have had the big underdog story. Do you think, Sparrow, do you think underdog trumps social game? What do you guys all think?
Truthfully, social game trumps all. If you don't have a social game, you can play the best game in the world, but nobody's going to respect you in the end to give you their vote.
But what about an underdog?
Social game.
And
Social game does trump all. I think it trumps an underdog too because, like, there's been lots of underdogs that got to the end and didn't win because the people really hated the underdog. Like
I mean, if
everybody always points to like Russell Hantz as having no social game and getting to the end, and especially in his first season, he was a major underdog.
Like, I want to compare Hero to Oki because
okay.
like Oki, Hero has a great social game, but seems to get every single vote, every single tribal. And I feel like that was Oki. Didn't you get a lot of votes your season?
Around this time, yes, but that was also because I was seen as a threat.
Yes, which I'm not really sure if that's why they kept voting Hero. I think they were voting Hero mostly because they wanted to vote other people, but they were afraid of advantages and they thought that Hero might have been a safer vote.
yeah,
I would assume so, considering people believe Crispy has sheeps and people behind her. So maybe they just went for Hero to like loosen that connection. I don't know.
well, it changed last minute to Hero. Otherwise, Swan was going home.
Right.
They flipped it
But there's
last
a
minute.
reason for
Sparrow, we
that.
haven't gotten to that part yet. We're just talking about
we're
Hero
gonna
and his
get to that.
gameplay. Oh
All
my
right.
God, Sparrow! Now we
Hero-
don't have to do the entire podcast because you just told us once Hero got voted out.
Okay, and speaking of which,
Oopsie.
Hero said he can't be on the podcast, but he told me to relay one message, and the message is I would have won this show, Strawberry. That's what he wanted to say.
Oh, that's what he wanted to say. Um, I think he would have,
I
because
think he would have too.
if we had a whole last episode, we had a whole, well, it started off, I was going to interview Paz, but then it turned into a whole jury roundtable, and Ayla is she would have fought for Hero to win if Hero got to the end. And sometimes you only need that one player to fight for you, or you need that one player to tank your entire game.
Yeah.
and Ayla would have fought for Hero to win. I'm not sure if she would have been successful, but she would have fought for him to win. So it's possible if he got to the end, he would have won, but we'll never know, because Hero, this is where we get to the part where what happened with Hero. So they want to take out Crispy this round, because as we said, that Crispy is really social. They feel like Crispy will win it all. I'm not quite sure. Like, Taylor has immunity, and I'm not quite sure why they didn't go Swan. Why do you think they didn't try to vote? Oh, they were gonna vote. They were gonna vote Swan. I don't
He
know.
was gonna go. He
Yeah.
was
I'll tell
gonna
you
go
why.
until Hero didn't show up.
Yes, and what I
That's really
found,
it.
but I found it funny that Billy would tell when he talked to Crispy, he made it sound like they were a duo. They were, but when it came down to the vote, Billy did want to target Crispy, but wanted to ask and see where Hero was at, and I'm pretty sure told Crispy that. So I'm not sure why that didn't affect this vote.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't affect the vote either. It's just weird. Like it's just a weird set of circumstances,
Yeah,
if you
so
ask me.
I guess there's really not much to say about this episode except for Hero was a 0, and
Yeah, a Zero who ended up taking a nap. Well, taking a long nap.
yes, like
He ne-
he never explained what happened to. He never explained what happened. And like at tribals at 7:30, he ghosted everyone all day long, and at 5:30 he sent in his trust rankings, which was so odd, because you'd think he would have checked in and been like, Billy, who you voting for? And Billy would say Crispy, and Hero would say, okay, I'm voting for Crispy, and then it would be the end. It probably would have taken less time than it would be to do his trust rankings, right?
Yeah, honestly, it probably would have been better even if he just did sent the trust rankings in and then said, "I'm putting a placeholder here, but don't confirm it." Like, don't confirm it until the time because I'm really busy. Obviously, he doesn't have to tell us what was going on, but like, it was just like you disappeared and you didn't take any of the steps to prevent anything. You know what I mean?
Yes, because like even like we said something. Oh, I gave everyone an hour-long extension, and then Hero said something like, "Oh, I can't do tribal then either," and then was gone. I'm like, well, but I wasn't sure what he meant. I didn't know if he meant that he couldn't attend tribal. I never thought it was I couldn't vote. Like, I don't know. So everybody decided to vote out Hero, mostly because um
He
like
was missing.
yes, and I don't know, I feel like they thought he walked, which I guess he kind of did, but he didn't. But
In a sense, he did.
yes, yes. I don't think it
It
was
was
by
more like, yeah, it was more like they were waiting on him for a crucial thing to happen. Like each and every single person was relying on Hero for some reason to make a move, and then they all backed down and just voted Hero out because they couldn't wait for longer, which I think is so annoying. For one, because Hero shouldn't have, like, I get it, life happens, and I understand like circumstances. It seems like it was like something bad happened, which I don't want to get into. It's like, oh my gosh, you can just say one thing and then leave it at that. And then people got scared it was either going to be them, yada yada yada, and so they had to play around literally Hero being God. They had to play around Hero. So it's just dumb. I don't know. It
yeah,
annoyed me. I
and
did
there
not
was
like this episode.
and there wasn't much I could say either because it's not like I could say, "Oh, Hero didn't vote either," because then people would say, "Oh, Hero's going to self-vote. I'll vote for Zero. I'll vote for Hero too." So it's like I could. It was so hard to give them just the information that wouldn't affect the game. I'm like, Hero is safe. I've heard from him. He is okay. Don't worry about him. I sent like people, friends of friends of friends to check other servers. I was quite a detective. But basically, he never said why he disappeared. So we're not really sure. And I asked him to say last words to everybody, and he didn't say last words either. So I'm not quite sure what happened. But that is basically that episode in a nutshell. Um,
Yeah.
and does anybody get a crown this episode? Um,
No.
no,
No.
no,
No.
no. I mean, if we have to give away a crown, maybe we'll give a crown to Taylor for winning immunity again.
Sure. Why not?
Uh,
Because, and then this, and then like, I feel like we could do 2 episodes in one because these episodes are really short and not a lot happens.
Yeah.
But okay, this is something I do every season. I do little episodes. So the challenge for this one is I do little episode cards. Um oh, okay. Was Harambe in your season? I can't remember.
No, he wasn't.
Oh no, he
But
wasn't.
I
Like I keep giving him a hard time for this challenge because I give these little episode cards and I change something a little bit. I erase something, I add something, I change some words. And I tell everyone there's between 5 and 10 things changed, and you get 1 point for everything that you get right, but you get -2 points for everything that you get wrong. So it's really important for you to take your time and make sure you get them all. In Harambe's season, does anybody want to guess what Harambe's score was? Well, actually, I don't think you can guess because I think I've told everyone like 5 million
Yeah.
different ways. but Harambe's season, I'm like, I swear only one person got into the positives, and Harambe got -48.
-48. I
Negative
mean,
48, yeah. So I'm like scoring all these, and Crispy really needs to win. She knows that she is getting targeted, so she really wants to get the best score. Like she's literally studying for it. And then does
That's
anybody
crazy.
know? Does anybody know what place Crispy comes in?
Didn't she get like
um,
last?
She got last.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like, oh, I wanted to be supportive, so I said, "Oh yeah, you did good. It was a really hard challenge." But like one of the episode cards, she literally only circled 3 things. I told you there was between 5 and 10 things wrong. You'd think you would at least make sure there was 5 things circled. especially when she
Right.
made it sound like she was taking her time, doing a good job. So, she did win immunity. And can anybody guess who did win immunity?
I know this one, so I won't say it.
Who won immunity? Oh, I know who it
You think
was. It was the one that's related to Goose.
Yes.
Swanson.
So, Egg is really fighting to get Swan out. And he's really trying to work with Billy because even last episode when Hero ended up ultimately going, he was trying to talk Billy into keeping Crispy. Because I feel like Egg wants a Crispy win. He said to me that he wants the people that has listened to him the most to win. So that would be the Crispy Sumi. He said that Billy just started listening to him. So he's been in Billy's ear telling Billy that in order to get to the end, he needs to get rid of either Taylor or Swan. Now, would you get rid of the comp beast or would you get rid of the social player that can't win a comp for their life? Who would you get rid of?
Depends on how if I'm perceived the bigger threat when the person whose social is gone. Because if I'm perceived as a giant threat, the next giant threat to get rid of when that person's gone, I'm going to get rid of the comp beast so I have a chance to win the challenge and take out the social person, once I win the challenge. That way,
Yeah.
I can get a better chance at winning immunities as the next threat up, and also get rid of the social person afterward.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's kind of what Egg was telling Billy that Crispy wasn't going to win immunity next round. And if Billy got rid of Crispy, he would be backing himself in the corner, having to win immunity in order to get to the next round. I think this is what we were talking about last season with the Tyree and the AJ. They both backed themselves in the corner that if they didn't win immunity, they were going home. And I feel like it's not so cut and dry this season.
I tried to tell him.
Yeah,
I tried to tell him.
Oh, people don't like getting told.
people do not like getting told.
No. Oh, but so this episode is, we can pretty much say the same exact thing, but instead of saying Hero, we can say Billy. So
This Final
Billy,
Five pissing me off.
so Billy is like, this game's too much for him. He needs to take a mental health break, which we get. But I guess he took his mental health break at the bar and ghosted everybody and didn't talk about the vote. And then, like, was it 10 minutes after the vote, was like, I didn't have service.
Yeah.
So ended up self-voting at Final 5. Crazy.
Cuckoo.
So do you think that's going to help his game or hurt his game?
How bad is it to self-vote?
I think honestly, it automatically hurts him just because he got the strike.
Yeah, what do you think, Cooks?
How bad is it? Because like it's Final Four next. Like
It's Final Five and he's in a tie. just think of it on that.
oh, he put himself in a tie.
He put himself in a tie.
Yeah, because Swan voted for Crispy and Billy and Taylor voted for Billy, and
But Billy didn't go
Well,
home anyway.
well, no, they haven't had. Well, I think he's.
not yet.
I think. I don't know. I think they voted, and I think we know who's going. We won't ruin it because we have a whole other podcast. But he did put himself in danger by self-voting and putting himself into a tie.
Yes.
And I
And
feel
that hurts him.
yes, and I feel like right now or before, I'm not sure if people woke up, but they were pretty much trying to fight. Taylor was fighting in the tribal chat, and Billy was, but it's harder to make your case when you have to do it with an audience. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, they haven't voted yet. Sorry, I'm eating a piece of candy.
That's what
All
I'm
good.
doing. Ooh, a piece of candy.
I mean, I'm thinking about it now. And this Billy and Taylor vote, like obviously I feel like I know who's gonna go. But in the position of Crispy, like they've been talking about Billy and Taylor have been going back and forth about why they would be the best person to stay. And honestly, for Crispy, who's already been having is the poster child of I am a threat now, along with Taylor, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as a person who didn't really have anyone else as a threat beside me, I would keep the threat in alongside me because that's just one more person they would have to try and take out Final Four, which I get. Taylor most likely wins FTC, but then if Crispy takes out Taylor, who else am I going to be with during the Final Four? It's going to back me into a corner, and it makes me have to win immunity, which Crispy can do. I'm sure Crispy can win a comp, but it's like, even though I feel like I might have connections with me, these people have been with me for so long, yada yada yada, friendship. You never quite know in this game, and I wouldn't want to take the circumstance where it's like I just need a win, and I already did that in my season that I forced myself to have to win, but it sucks, and I know that situation really well, so I wouldn't want to do that.
No. So I think yeah, I feel like Crispy has put herself in a situation she has to win this comp or she's going home.
Yes.
Cuz I feel like Taylor, like I feel like the whole when I did the jury assessment, everyone was all pro Taylor because this is funny though because I feel like I would say that Crispy had a better social game. But I don't think that is really true. I think that Crispy made stronger bonds with fewer people. And
Correct.
Taylor made bonds with everybody.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys see that? So
Yeah.
now
I do see that.
so now the whole jury is all full of people that want Taylor to win. But
Yes.
yeah, so would keeping Taylor around be better for Crispy's game?
And that's why
Maybe.
I say it's not. Or I mean, that's why I say it is because they both have different games, but at the same time, it's like they're both threats at the same time. So it's like I think it would be a close game, but like why
Well,
would I just
I
I don't
think
know.
she's getting rid
That's
of
hard.
Taylor one vote too soon. To be honest, I think she should. I think it should be like a Final Four. Get rid of. Keep the threat in with you.
But then again, Taylor's really good at comps.
That is true too.
Like Taylor can just win Final Four, and then Crispy's
But
probably done for.
Swan has shown that he is the comp beast altogether. Because Swan's won
Mm,
like what 8 of the merge comps.
that's true.
So, in true fashion, we have Taylor and Swan being really close, and we have Billy and Crispy being really close, and we have Sumi, who for some reason has successfully played the middle like all game. So
Yes, middle game, baby. Let's go.
I know, because like I feel
Middle game.
like getting rid of, if Taylor and Swan weren't that close, then maybe you could keep Taylor, but I feel like maybe that's the reason why they're voting Taylor, because Taylor's even said that she would find it really hard to vote Swan. So maybe that's what she's thinking.
Maybe.
Umi also does not care because they said I would rather, like, they're in the mindset that they're beaten, kind of, from what I've seen. So where it's like, so she doesn't care anymore. It's like I'd rather go with the people I've been tight with the whole way than other people, is from what I've seen. But also at the same time, this tie is kind of getting to the break point to where she's like, I don't give a fuck no more, and I really need that to be seen in Sumi, please, please. I need that to be seen.
Yes, and I love Egg, but I almost wish I saw a Sumi game without Egg and see how she really played without Egg.
Yes.
Because when I was doing the when I was talking to the jury, I was at AFK talked a lot. And AFK is like, yeah, Sumi and I were really tight. You know, we had our little group. We were really tight. And then come merge happened, and all of a sudden, I don't know if she was closer to Crispy or what, but she distanced herself from me, and I knew she was lying to me. And I'm like, you know what happened to Sumi? Egg happened to Sumi. And I see that Sumi went really far, but I feel like Sumi probably would have gotten just as far with different people if she was just left alone.
Yeah. And even Sumi said it themselves, where it's like, I feel like I kind of been restrained almost, and I'm like, yeah.
But
Like, you can't limit a middle player to just not that many people. They need a lot of people. That's how they play the middle.
I
Speaking of a
know.
middleman myself.
And she was lied to
Oh,
Egg lied to her to get her on the Glinda tribe. And I'm not sure she's ever going to find out, because I don't think she's going to be listening to this podcast. But if she does find out, she might not be that happy with Egg.
oh, hello, Harambe and Zoltan. Didn't realize you were here.
We were just talking about Sumi's games. You guys have anything to add? No?
I don't. I think Sumi could win if she's against Billy and Swan.
I could agree with that.
Yes. Because I feel like when I was talking to the jury, they don't see Swan's game at all except for winning immunities. Which I personally, for someone who can't win immunities, I value people that can win immunities. So I wouldn't factor that in at all. But they don't see Swan's game. Billy self-voted. I mean, this round killed him in FTC.
I can see him come in like third place.
Well, if he's in there with Billy, do you think he can recover if he makes the final tribal council? Do you think he can recover from what happened last tribal?
He won't
No.
He won't beat Crispy, but he could maybe beat Sumi.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Sumi's got a lot of friends in the Alphaba people. Like, if you think about it, with Egg, I mean, with and with R and AFK and everybody, there's a lot of people that would vote for Sumi.
I just don't see Crispy losing if they make the end.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't see Crispy losing against anybody left, to be honest with you.
Unless people are bitter, but I don't think this jury is bitter.
Everyone said
Yeah.
since like final 12 that if Crispy made the end, she'd win, and now somehow they've made final 4.
Yeah,
So I
that
find
is
crazy.
true.
Yeah, probably because of a little coach intervention.
Well, yes, but they're the ones that let Egg get the idol, like by telling him
I
about
I know
everything in that safari.
I know
I
that
don't know why they did that.
they were stupid. I will say this to the bitter end. They were so stupid. Like every single one who told Egg a thing is so stupid.
We didn't
If it
get to
wasn't,
see a better Fire Idol play than mine. It's like the top tier, so obviously mine still stays in first place.
It's kind.
the
I've
They're
noticed
over there on
that
play.
that thing has. Oh, that was probably the one play that was kind of funny. Okay, you misplaying it.
Yeah.
the best the
It would have
best
been
Fire
really
Idol
funny
play
if
was
Egg
Mike
played
Red.
the Fire Idol here, by the way. I would have it would have been
Uh, I didn't realize you had gotten the message about Egg throwing it in the fire.
I did and I was like, damn it.
I I saw it and I forgot about it at the trial. I wasn't even gonna read it.
But you did.
That happened. No, I didn't. Harambe did.
Oh, Harambe did.
I was literally skipping over it because to me it felt so stupid.
Oh.
Your pole hurt me. Look, it's actually weird. Your pole hurt me.
Why did you walk into it then?
That was an accident, but look at it.
Oh, why'd you walk into it?
You're on our podcast. You want to say hello on our podcast?
I'm ranting about my shoulder. Look, look.
You're interrupting our podcast
don't
about your
care.
bruises.
It's not bruised, bleeding.
Okay. Mwah.
No,
Why?
it's bleeding.
Why'd you run
It's
into it?
red. I'll go tell my dad.
All right.
Bro, this final 5 has no drama. I'm sorry. They're such good friends. I wanna boo.
I know.
Golly.
I could also see Crispy winning because I mean Crispy losing because I feel like their jury management hasn't been the best these past few rounds.
Mm. Yeah.
Johnny would have killed this season. He would have
Yes,
would-
Johnny would have
he would have
killed it.
he would have he would have been such an op. Oh my gosh.
And we haven't had a season in a long time that were really into VCs. This cast is totally
Yeah.
and the problem is there was a whole VC group and every night they'd sit there and chat for hours on their VC group and then they voted out Max. And I'm like, oh, there goes Max, one of their VC buddies. And then the next thing is they voted out Ayla. I mean, you would think that they would target people that weren't talking to them like for hours, but I guess they had reasons. So let's see who we give our crown to. I think that I would have to give my crown to Crispy because Crispy should have had the votes, and Crispy was in danger, and Crispy only got one vote. Oh, can we talk about Swan in the Crispy vote? Who at final 5 votes wrong? Unless Swan thought that Billy was voting for Crispy.
I think
I think that's what
was
Juan
Like-
thought was going down. And then I think it was supposed to be Taylor and Swan voting Crispy, and then they hoped Billy too. I don't
think
know.
what might have been was if it was 3-1-1 and the fire ride was played, maybe it was to send 3 people in spy making. I'm not sure. Unless Swan just
Three
doesn't know about
3-1-1 Fire Idol goes crazy.
Yeah.
I'm generally not.
So you just think he threw a vote in case the Fire Idol was played, but that's pretty risky at a final 5. And
I mean, Swan
Taylor
wasn't.
and Taylor didn't end up voting Crispy. Taylor ended up voting Billy. So
Yeah.
Taylor's kind of sending herself home.
Yeah,
Like,
honestly, her doing that really sent herself home because like the other two want her gone because she's seen as a threat, and then literally she ended up voting the one person who was thinking about flipping.
yeah. I think that this vote and how it came down
I'm sorry. I'm
really.
looking at Sumi's confessionals.
Oh no! What is she saying?
I love right now. So, okay, if you look into the tribal council, Crispy said something. Taylor, I truly want to apologize. I know this vote will hurt you. Yell at me, fuss at me, all of it like I deserve it. Today, I will not be changing my vote. I still absolutely adore you. And I hope this won't ruin our friendship, but I understand if it does. And then you scroll down to Sumi's confessionals here, and she says, "What do you mean by I understand? Like, what? I will never ever understand why someone would ruin a friendship over something that happens in a fucking game." So
Well,
true. Oh my gosh. These people are. It's a game. It's a game. It's a game. I don't know.
Sumi has already had that happen with Taylor because what happened was Taylor voted Sumi, and Taylor ended up staying, and we all know what happens after you vote for somebody. I mean, the number
Right.
one rule: you vote for someone, they are still here. You damage control.
For sure. But it's
Yeah,
like I get it, but it's like you don't have to go too far to where it's like I hope we can still be friends after a vote to where it's a game, not
Well,
for $1
that's.
million.
But would you do a Sumi and not talk to that person for 3 days?
Oh, I mean, I would talk to them. I would for sure talk to them, but I wouldn't go so far as to say I hope we're still friends. To where it's like, look, I know what I did, I know what had to happen, and that's what I felt like. No, if
Yeah,
you that's what
like
we can
what?
talk it out, but I'm
Yeah,
not gonna tell you we're not. I hope we're still friends. Where it's like I feel like we can still be friends. I don't think that has to be pointed out. No, I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Like I feel like what happened. Like I don't know if you noticed this, but like this cast got way too friendly. Like the beginning of the season, they were so friendly. They bonded. They were like one big happy Glinda family, and I said it's going to implode, and it did. And it's been so messy.
We had
and
an
yes, and
and
implosion,
I
then
and I feel
and
like
now
it's
we're having an
almost
aftermath, and they're still all friends. I'm like, well, that's okay.
I feel it's kind of like you're in the workplace and you have a job to do, you do your job, and then maybe after the game, then you can be friends. But in the game, like I
Exactly.
feel like you can't be that close because it's only going to get you it's only going to get
It's
hurt
gonna hurt,
feelings. Yeah. And then
and
people
it's
are
like you gotta, and that's where you gotta understand game and personal, and you gotta separate them. A lot of these people
yes,
seem emotionally invested on their votes, where it's like, no, no, this is a game. You got to separate game from personal life. This isn't going to be personal. This is a game. And if they take it personally, not going to lie, that's on them. That's
yes,
on them.
that was like the whole fight with Paz and Billy because Paz
Exactly. And
told
they both took
Billy
it personally.
it's like Billy was probably going to tell everyone about your idol anyway cuz Billy has a huge mouth. Why do you think it had anything to do with you telling him about how hurt you were about how you're still sad about your mother dying, and it had
And
nothing
to
to
Billy,
do with
how on
that.
earth is that emotional manipulation? He just got in his feelings, bro. That's just how he felt. He was just telling you how he felt. So it's like, you guys gotta, like, if you're going to, I don't know, it's like, you can get personal with these people, but you gotta remember at the end of the day, you're playing a game.
And
And these
and
personal things can also mold into the game if you let it. So you
yeah.
gotta take that into consideration.
But you guys were talking about how you don't think this jury is bitter, and I am going to tell you otherwise. I'm going to tell you that Ayla was never going to vote for Paz to win because Paz
That's
said something like, "Oh, I would never vote you out. You got," because Ayla told Paz that she got voted out of an org, and Paz made some comment like, "Oh, that's terrible. I would never do that to you," but then did it to her. So I can totally, see Ayla being pissed and not wanting to vote Ayla. The same thing happened with Hero. No, the same thing happened with Axo. Axo is like, I'm never going to vote for Hero because Hero said that he'd never vote me out on my birthday, and then he did. Like, maybe this just shows you, like, I think maybe it has to do with like more like what kind of person they are. Like, you can't respect their game and they vote them out, but they are letting their feelings bubble up all over the place, and I think it is going to affect
Oh,
the vote.
Yeah,
this
Sparrow.
tribe, these people are so
I,
emotional. Johnny and I would kill this
I
fucking
really
season.
agree with it that uh if you say that it's your birthday on Survivor, it just means can you please vote me out today? That's what that actually translates to.
Seriously, it always happens. Never tell people it's your birthday, ever, in an ORG.
Like literally, like if you say it's my birthday today, like the temptation to vote that person out would never be higher. It literally happens every time.
Always
I mean,
seems to
Russell
be the
Hance
plan
did
if
it.
the person who has a birthday before they even say it too, by the way. Towards, because I've targeted people before to it, and then they're like, "Hey, it's this person's birthday, happy birthday," and I'm like, "Fuck, god damn it."
Oh, all right. I think maybe this is a good place to stop because we have to next. We're gonna talk too much and have nothing to talk about next podcast when we go over who ends up going home. Oh, I
Yep.
see Zoltan joined, but Zoltan's not saying anything. Hi, Zoltan. Last episode, I told everybody I murdered you in your sleep. Sorry about that. I don't think Zoltan's talking to me right now.
Base.
Oh well.
Yeah, no, he's been murdered. That's why he's not talking.
Oh yeah. All right, everybody. It's time to say goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Roll the outro.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Cooks,
wait.
do the outro.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to. Oh, I thought I did do it.
No, you don't know how to do it.
Well,
Peace out. This is my peace out.
Here we go.
you didn't cough as much as I thought you were gonna do, Buck.
I didn't hear him do it once.
No.
True friends go together like melody and song. When I'm feeling blue, we smile our way through. Near or far, wherever, true friends, me and you. Special girl. what friends